All right, so we're going to go over the first part of the Unit 1 test review. And so looking at number 1, it says, which of the following sets does negative 18 belong to? Rational numbers, integers, or whole numbers? And so we're going to need to know the definition of those terms. And so whole numbers, we know whole numbers are counting numbers plus 0, and our counting numbers are those positive numbers that we learned in kindergarten when we started counting things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, all the way to positive infinity. So those are whole numbers. Integers, as we learned, are whole numbers and their opposites. And then rational numbers are numbers that can be expressed as fractions or terminating or repeating decimals. And so we have negative 18, and being that it's negative, then we know automatically that it cannot be a whole number because my whole numbers are positive. But integers are whole numbers and opposites, so that works. And then we know that all of our integers are also rational numbers. So if you recall back when we did the Venn diagram, all of Manville is inside of Texas, so all integers are also rational numbers. So now look at my answer choices. A doesn't work, D doesn't work. I'm left with B or C, but I know that it is a rational and an integer, so then letter C would be my choice. Number 2, identify which of the following numbers would be placed in the shaded region of the Venn diagram. And so my shaded region is my whole numbers only, and so now I'm just looking for only whole numbers. Well, negative 1 1/10, because it's negative and because it's a decimal, is not a whole number. 8 would be a whole number. Negative 8 1/2, not a whole number because, again, negative and a fraction. Then I have 9,999. That would be a whole number. 5/6 would not. Negative 3, because it's negative, is not a whole number. And so then I'm looking down at my answer choices, and I see that answer choice D matches, and that would be my answer. Question 3, which points on the number line represent numbers that are opposites? So we know my opposites is going to be my positive versus my negative, or negative versus positive, but it'll be the same distance from 0 or the same absolute value. And so I have point B is -6. I do have an opposite there in point C of +6, but looking at my others just to be sure, I have a -3 and a +2. Those are not opposites. So then my only valid answer choice would be choice D, which is points B and C. Number 4, name a positive or negative number to represent an increase of 10 points to your math grade. So an increase we know would be positive, and then 10 points to the math grade. And so we could think of it as if I received 10 extra points on my math grade, that would be a positive thing, right? So increase is positive, so I'm looking for an integer that is +10. So then my answer choice would be B. Number 5 says use a number line to find the difference of -4 and -2. Well, this question, there is a typo, and so this actually should say, based on my model, my number line below, a sum of -4 and -2. So I'll try and remember to tell you guys in class, but just in case I forget, I want to make sure that I point it out here on the video. So it should be a sum of -4 and -2. So -4 plus -2, and I could think of that as my Pirates and Ninjas. So boxing, put my box around one number and one sign, one number and one sign, 4 ninjas and 2 more ninjas. So they're going to join forces and make 6 ninjas, and I can look here at my number line and see starting at 0, going back -4, and then going back -2, drop my line, and there again my answer is -6. And then we can see that the only answer choice that is valid is choice B, -6. Question 6, which equation is modeled on the number line below? And so remember, the one that's the closest to the number line is my first. So I have -4. Then my second line is my next number. So then there I have +3. I went a little too far, but you get the idea. And then, because I'm going in the positive direction, because that's my positive direction, negative direction, it's going to be -4 plus 3. And then my answer, we know, would be 4 ninjas. And then 3 pirates. My ninjas will win by 1. My answer would be -1. But if I drop down my arrow, I see again -1. So then I look here at my answer choices, and the only one that matches is choice C. -4 plus 3 equals -1. Question 7. In the model, yellow chips represent 1, red chips represent -1. I realized that we made copies on a black and white copier, so yours would be the lighter chips are positive, the darker chips are negative, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure that out. Anyway, looking at this, it says, what is the value of the expression shown? And so, since I'm just evaluating my expression, I need to simplify, can cancel out all my 0 pairs, and then I'm left with 2 negatives, or -2, answer choice C. And then the last one for this video, find the sum of -40 plus -19. So using my box method of 1 sign, 1 number per box, I have 40 ninjas, 19 more ninjas show up. They're going to join forces, have a big old ninja party, and so that I will have -59. And answer choice B will match that. And so that's the first half of our test review. Hopefully you find this helpful. If not, ask me in class and we will clarify.